All right, what's good, my people, man? This your boy Z, and I just want to cover and debunk this conspiracy theory that there's magnets on a basketball rim because people's brains are just so far gone. This generation continues to get more and more dumber. But for one, let's just take a look at it, shall we? Because how the hell they paying these athletes over $60 million? There's players getting paid well over like a higher salary than a firefighter, a police officer. Their lawyers are not even getting paid the salary these athletes are getting paid. But y'all want to say there's rims on a basketball court, right? All right, so let's just look at what rims are made, and I'm gonna go down the line. So is the NBA rim plastic? Typical basketball rims are manufactured using high tensile carbon steel. The basketball hoop or ring, the part the ball goes through, is made of 5/8 diameter steel, solid steel rod. Now, what is basketball made of? Nearly all basketballs have an inflatable inner rubber bladder, generally wrapped in layers of fiber, and converted with a surface made either from leather, traditional rubber, or synthetic composite, which helps it bounce. It gives it that bounce. Now, can magic? All right, so we're gonna look at magnets are objects. So we're gonna look at the magnet itself, which can attract or pull some metals like iron and steel. If you rub a piece of steel with a strong magnet, the piece of steel will become a magnet too. It has become magnetized. Other metals like copper or gold are not attracted to magnets. So not everything is going to attract magnets. So what I'm still trying to figure out is, okay, if you're going to use a magnet in a basketball game, that wouldn't mean the ball wouldn't be able to bounce. If you're going to use magnets on a basketball, because a magnet can't turn off, because a magnet, as you can see, is a type of metal, right? It's a piece of metal. Now, let's go deeper than this, because I don't see how that's going to be able to bounce. So let's look at magnets, right? Magnets are truly magnificent objects, and this is EdCraft, educational craft, right? So this is for fun facts and magnetism for kids. I'm gonna break this down as simple as possible. Magnetism. Let's look at composites: high speed trains and fans. What do they have in common? The answer is magnetism. All the objects use magnetism to function. You also use a magnetic force to close the refrigerator door. How does it happen? Thanks to magnets, they are capable of attracting certain objects. The force of attracting different objects without physical touch is called magnetism. Magnets are truly magnificent objects. They consist of materials with magnetic forces. How do they work? Magnets create special areas around them that can pull various objects. This area is called magnetic force. It's a pity, but we cannot see this force with the human eye. How do magnets attract other objects? When one object is in the area of a magnetic force, it begins to move forward towards the magnet. They do that without any physical contact. Looks like magic, doesn't it? So look at ferromagnetic objects. Magnets can strongly attract iron, nickel, cobalt, steel towards themselves, such as materials called ferromagnetic because they are strong attract to magnets. However, magnets cannot attract every kind of metal. For example, it cannot attract aluminum cans. Simply put, they do not contain iron. That's why the power of magnets doesn't work on them. Now, non-magnetic objects. If you push one magnet to the bottom, nothing will happen because magnets attract only objects with magnetic pieces. They can't pull non-magnetic materials, plastic, rubber. Now, basketballs are made of rubber, right? So they can't really pull rubber like that. We can go back to what I just showed you. Basketballs are made of rubber, or part of it's made of rubber. Paper don't possess magnetic forces. Many metals are not magnetic. Gold, silver, copper, platinum, aluminum, other objects. So magnetic test. Let's for subjects the magnet will attract. Take a magnet and various objects. Answer the question, what does a magnet attract? You can use the following things. A basketball. Okay, so everybody keep talking about basketball. A pencil, a mug, a coin, a ring, a flower, which that don't make sense. Pins, a battery, a bell, a feather, pliers. Now, you know what's crazy? There's many people that keep talking about magnets on a basketball. They show you NBA game, but then themselves are not demonstrating. Let's see y'all take a magnet, put it on a rim, and then shoot a basketball and see where the rubber or the fiber that the basketball is made of, let's see where it not attract to the rim. Because what I'm still trying to figure out is when you shoot a basketball, would you got to high arch it If they're gonna put a magnet on a basketball, then wouldn't the basketball stay stuck to the rim every freaking time? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Look at this. Look at the magnetic field, right? It says try to hold the magnet in the air. You see that it points to the north and south direction. The one end of the magnet looks at the north and is called the North Pole. The other will look in the direction of the south. That's why it is the name of the South Pole. Why do magnets have the poles? Every magnet has the strongest point. Usually the strongest point is at the end of the magnet. A line of the magnetic force goes out from the end of it and goes back into the second end. But you wouldn't be able to play basketball with a magnetic force pulling the basketball towards the rim and it stays there. That means the basketball wouldn't even go in the basket. That means you have to delay the game every time. So this is what I'm trying to figure this out. Right? Y'all make this make sense. Come on now, make it make sense, please. I'm trying to. I want to figure this out. Like, y'all tell me, because you got all these damn videos, these conspiracy videos, right? But let's look at this, right? Let me look at something really quick. See, why would they want this to keep happening? Now, balls bounce. You gotta say, look at this platform here and this glass. Okay, this glass can get wet, and this leather can get sticky. That's what happens during time when people sweat. Sweat and leather can stick. Okay, that's what happens. And you understand this too, man. He laid that ball up. This here is a little platform. Okay, that doesn't mean there's a magnet on the court. That means it's stuck. That can actually happen. You can actually place that ball on there, and the ball ain't gonna move. If you just place it on there, the ball is not gonna move. It'll just stay stuck there. Things like that happen. Even the ball going in between these two rims, these two holes right here. That happens. Doesn't mean it's on. It don't mean it's rigged. Don't mean the ball has a magnet on there. It's gonna stay stuck because of how wide this ball is. Balls do get stuck to the rim. But you can't put a magnet inside of a basketball. And for one, if there's a magnet inside the basketball, that leather is gonna block that magnetic ring here. Again, man, like people will say anything, man. I mean anything. And people's brains, see, this is what happens when you smoke a lot of drugs. You do a lot of weed, you do a lot of dope. That's what happens. Because this is crazy. Like, my God, man. Like, and then y'all talk about elites y'all know nothing about. They talk about these elites. The elites don't give a damn about no basketball game. Like, and what I'm trying to figure out is, again, right, look at this once again. Look at that, just conspiracy theory, all this crap.
Normally, I don't like making videos criticizing other creators and their content or just them as a creator, but sometimes when I do, and the OGs on my channel do know that when I've done it in the past, it has been for a pretty good reason, and this, I can't even describe to you what this video is. Now, the video we're going to be looking at today is called The NBA Uses Magnetic Rims Proof, which honestly, I mean, in the title it does seem crazy, and maybe there is a possibility. Maybe there's a reason that Steph Curry can make half-court shots like it's pretty easy. Anyways, let's check out the video. Now, I'm not going to be obviously showing the full 4-minute video. I'll put that in the link in the description below, but I am going to dissect most of it and kind of show like...
Bro, what does Dennis Schroeder have to do with the video? Like, get on to it, man. If y'all gonna talk about stuff, man, don't show Dennis Schroeder and his family. Like, come on, man. Have some respect, please. What does that have to do with anything?
That this was a 1 out of a million shot. This doesn't happen, which is why it was so popular. This is a very possible shot. We've seen shots in the NBA where players shoot it and it just kind of bounces.
Again, if y'all gonna get to your point, but you see, this is what I don't like about conspiracy theories, right? I'm just showing y'all something. People think they know everything, but you talking about another basketball player, like you showing his family. This has nothing to do with it. Like, get to the damn video. Jesus, man.
Of a million shot, but he says that this one is rigged. Let's see how it was rigged.
Another game winner. Look at the shot.
Yeah. Now, Damian Lillard can really hit. That's possible. You understand, man? People are arching that basketball. To shoot a basketball is a form. You have to arch. You have to have an arch. You have to have the technique. You got to shoot with your elbow. To shoot a basketball, it takes skill. It takes practice. Okay? The reason why Steph Curry, Ray Allen, Reggie Miller, and even Austin Reeves can shoot the way they do, because for one, they've been doing this since they were kids, since they were 6, 7 years old. But furthermore, you have to shoot a basketball. It takes a certain form to do a jump shot. The basketball rim itself is 12 feet high. That means you got to actually throw that thing up there. And people are shooting with an arch for the basketball rolls. They not just, they aiming it. You have to aim that basketball for one. And two, you have to shoot with your elbow in. You got to shoot with your elbow. And you got to shoot with one hand. You don't shoot with two hands. You shoot with one hand. Okay, so I just want y'all to see this. Lillard made, if it was really a basketball on the rim, the ball would stay stuck right up in here. Every time it stay stuck to this rim, it wouldn't move. Or the ball wouldn't be able to bounce. Matter of fact, the ball wouldn't even be able to bounce if there was a magnet. The ball would just get pulled right to this rim and not move at all. You wouldn't be able to play basketball.
Okay, I'll slow it down. It's hard to see. He takes the shot. It's the ball sailing. The ball's short. And then you can see right about here, the ball pulls out and then it goes in.
But again, he timed it. Michael Jordan can shoot those in his sleep. He's that good. Michael Jordan can shoot basketballs. Kobe Bryant can shoot. Again, there's a reason why basketball players are over 6 foot high. They're normally 6'3" and above. In between 6'1" and 2. I mean, the shortest basketball players, of course, 5'8" or 5'6", 5'7". That was like Muggsy Bogues, Spud Webb, and Earl Boykins. But again, they got a form. They got a technique. They got a jumper. This says guard insurance that has no home, as numerous teams have flushed their books with other signings. Yeah, this ain't got nothing to do with it. I don't know why he's showing this. Like, get to the point.
It was a very high arcing shot, so obviously the way the ball is gonna go is not gonna be perfect. But like I said, that's why that's a 1 out of a million shot. That's why the shot was so famous. If it was an easy shot, it wouldn't have got as much traction. It would have been a cool game winner, and that's about it. If Damian Lillard did not pull it from that far and it wouldn't have gone in the way it did, then we would not be talking about that shot. It would just be another game winner.
And I guarantee you, the person that's talking about that, he lost money. That's another thing this comes down to too, man. People are gambling. They're using geometry and numerology that has nothing to do with the game, and it's really satanic. And I gotta do another. Once again, I've done videos on my other channel about numerology, but there's been other YouTubers who have claimed that numerology is satanic. It's new generation. People need to understand where that's coming from. People are playing with demons. They want money so bad that they're willing to get it from the devil. Numerology ain't got nothing to do with the game itself.
I also like to know that if the NBA was using magnetic rims or something like that, how are players like Ben Simmons not able to make threes?
Thank you. See, that's what I'm trying to figure this out, man. You understand? Some people just cannot shoot. Ben Simmons has no jumper at all because he never developed it. The man decided to do 1 year in college instead of staying back 2-3 years to develop a jumper. Come on, explain that. How Kwame Brown was airballing when he jumped? Kwame Brown has no jumper at all, which was one of the reasons why he was a bust. Because Kwame Brown don't have no jumper. I hate to say it, right? And I understand Kwame Brown respond to everybody that talk about it, but it's just facts. There are basketball players who really cannot shoot. Shaq, right? If there's really Mannix on a damn basketball court, Shaq would be like 10 for 10. As many times he went through the free throw line. Come on now, how come Shaq don't make it? Shaq could go 0 for 2 when he's at the free throw line. Explain that, please. Everybody who says Mannix on the basketball court, please explain that. Now, Specs B hit the nail on the coffin. He says, why can't Ben Simmons shoot at basketball? Ben Simmons has a terrible jump shot. Even Lonzo Ball. When Lonzo Ball came in, his jump shot form was horrible. Looked like he winding a clock. That wasn't going at all. It wasn't until Lonzo Ball got under other coaches. Okay? He left the Lakers and started, going to the Bulls? Right? He started he's with Billy Donovan. Or he went to the I think the Bulls head coach. I don't know if I think it might be Billy Donovan. I think it is Billy Donovan. I think it's Billy Donovan. Yeah, him, or he went to the on the Stan Van Gundy with the Pelicans, right? New Orleans Pelicans. And once Alonzo Ball started going under other coaches, that he started to develop a better jumper. Yeah, it's Alvin Gentry. Yeah, I think Stan Van Gundy got fired. Yeah, Lonzo Ball had Alvin Gentry in New Orleans. When he started, when Alvin Gentry coached him, and when Billy Donovan coached him at Washington, not Washington, but Chicago. Yeah, I'm getting it mixed up with with Scott Brooks. Yeah, Billy Donovan went to the Bulls, and Lonzo Ball. I think Lonzo Ball had Billy Donovan as a coach, and he had Alvin Gentry in New Orleans after he left the Lakers. When he started going under those coaches, is when his jump shot developed. He had a better jumper. But when Lonzo Ball came in, that man was bricking. Even Russell Westbrook's threes don't always land. And that's because players don't always get hot. They shots not gonna always land. Because again, it's either defensive pressure or again, it's the way they shooting. It's the way they're formed. Some basketball players have a terrible shooting form. Well, let's see that one more time. So you ignorant YouTubers, you ignorant conspiracy theorists could get it. Some of y'all stuck in that rabbit hole, y'all need to get yourself out
If
of
the
it.
NBA was using magnetic rims or something like that, how are players like Ben Simmons like not able to make threes? And yeah, we joke on him, but he's only made what, 1 3. So how is someone like him who constantly hits the rim? He doesn't airball all of his threes. I know that's crazy to think, but even big men and centers like JaVale McGee that aren't really known for making threes, how do those not go in?
And again, there's no such thing as turn off a magnet. You can't turn a magnet on and off. That's the most stupidest thing I ever heard in my life. A magnet will remain a magnet. A magnet is a type of metal. It's a source. See, this shows you the type of people who dropped out of school who didn't care about education. This shows you how many people were smoking all this dope that's fried their brain, doing all these drugs, and your brain is gone. This shows you the type of people that actually stayed in class and paid attention. When science class and physics, right, all these classes is being taught, this shows you who actually paid attention. Who was actually paying attention to school versus the ones who were just looking at their cell phone or talking to their friends and didn't give a damn. This shows you the people who got A's and B's and C's in their tests versus the ones who had D's and F's, who didn't care. Those are the ones who basically saying that the league is rigged and scripted, right? They talk about these elites who you know nothing about, because I'm going to tell you right now, and this is why people need to stop going so far with this. Elites don't care about a basketball game. An elite is somebody like Vladimir Putin, who's uniting the world and going to a currency which I guess the government can look at. They want everybody's currency to be under control. They want to go into one world banking system. That's what he's focused on right now. Vladimir Putin has united North Korea, China, Iran, and now Africa. They're going there with him. The elites are basically uniting right now. They don't care about no NBA game. They don't care about the Olympics. They don't care about none of this stuff. And people want to just sit there and y'all will say anything. Claire, man, it's weird. It's weird, man. It don't make no sense. Just weird. Wasting too much time. But again, Specs Media said it correctly. If it was really magnetic rims, then Ben Simmons should be able to make a jump shot. He's supposed to be a superstar. You got Ben Simmons 6'10", play at point guard. There should be no reason why you don't have a jumper like Nikola Jokic. But again, Jokic is skilled. Jokic has been playing in Europe leagues long before he got drafted. Just like Wemba from France is getting ready to get drafted. Okay, that San Antonio Spurs first round draft pick that they're getting ready to get this year. They got a 7'4" center that could play like a small forward and is getting ready to get drafted. Nikola Jokic has a form. He's 7'2" and 3. That means he has a better chance of seeing the rim. He don't need no jump shot. That man knows how to play basketball because he has height. He has size. Same thing with Joel Embiid. They got size. Jimmy Butler, LeBron James, right? Jason Tatum. You know, all these players, again, they've been playing since they were young, but they got a form. They don't need no goddamn rims. To say there's rims on the basketball court takes away from somebody's skill. Everybody is on a different skill. These players practice every day, 7 days a week they practice it. They live in the gym. So for you people to say this, man, it's just crazy. It's stupid and it's a waste of time. Like, come on now. But again, this is what happens when you're gambling. Because your team can't win. The team you made a prediction didn't win. Now you want to say it's madness. That's why you don't need to be making no prediction before the season starts. But let's continue.
Is a probability magnet, which I don't even know if it's a thing. I don't know a whole lot about science. Like, how does that work? Like, explain that to me. So it is very rare, and I could not tell you the last time that an NBA player shot 50% from the three. I don't even know if that's like for us.
And that's never happened. Nobody's perfect. Again, as great as Michael Jordan and Kobe was, rest in peace, none of them were shooting 50% from the field. I mean, all 50%. That means every time you shoot a basketball, it's going in every time. That's never, ever happened. Ever. Not even Steph Curry himself is shooting perfect No, his basketballs don't always land. And that's because of his fatigue, for one. These players are busting their ass going full speed for 60 minutes. 12-minute quarters. Yeah, 12-minute quarters. From the first quarter to the fourth quarter. And then there's certain defense. If you play the correct type of defense and you guard somebody correctly, they're not going to always make a basket. Yes, there's some players that can shoot in traffic, but that rarely happens. Players do go cold. They really do. And again, maybe some players are injured too. Their finger is injured. They can't get their foot off. It's a lot that goes on to it. Like you just said, the highest percentage is around 40 to 45%. The highest percentage to shoot is 40%. The under that is 35 to 30 to 35%. But nobody's shooting 50% from the field. Even in free throws, nobody's going like 20 for 20. Jimmy Butler, and this is one of the reasons why the Miami Heat have lost 3 games in a row, is because Jimmy Butler in Game 6 went 5 for 20, 5 for 21 behind the line, behind the three-point line. You're not going to beat the Celtics going 5 for 21. That means that man was missing majority of his attempts. Like, how many people that say it's madness on magnetic rims actually watch the game, the entire basketball game? And this also shows you the type of people that are not athletic. The people that say it's magnetic rims and say the game is staged, these people don't actually play professional sports at all. They never played high school basketball. They don't never get picked in a pickup game in a playground. These are the kids that were getting overlooked. It shows you. This is proof. And neither one of them gonna put a magnet on a basketball rim and shoot a basketball and see will the basketball go towards that magnet. None of them are going to demonstrate that. Why? Because they that damn lazy. They're not going to do it. These people don't go outside. They don't go outside and experience the fresh air. They stay in their basement in their house all day, smoking weed. The things that come out of people's mouths. And I got to go on TikTok. I got to go on social media and hear this BS.
Season. I don't even know if that's ever happened. It is very hard to shoot 50% from the field, let alone, which is why that there's a thing called the 50-40-90 club. So if this was the case, why aren't players making it more consistently? Like, if that was the case, then a lot more players would have a better field goal percentage, but they don't. So
again, you'll have players like Sarge, right? Like Dario Sarge. You have matter of fact, you have bus players, right? The Kwame Browns, the Anthony Bennett's will still be in the league now. If that was really the case, Tony Allen would be a legend. And that man's he can't shoot that well. Tony Allen was never known for shooting. But he'll be a legend if that was really the case. He'll be shooting like Ray Allen. Tony Allen he played with Ray Allen in that championship team, but he went to the Memphis Grizzlies. If that was the case, again, players like Kwame Brown, Anthony Bennett, right? Those type of players, Milikic, Darko Milikic, those guys will still be in the league. They'll be making consistent jumpers. Those players will have 25 a game or more than that. They'll have 30, 40 points. If there was really magnetic rims, the games would be going up to 200. Like the game, what was it? Wilt Chamberlain had when he scored 99. There'll be a lot more of that. There'll be people scoring 100 points alone. Steph Curry would have 100-point games if that was really the goddamn case. But it's not, because that's not real life. That's not how magnetics work. A magnet not gonna be attracting leather and rubber like that. I just showed y'all on here. Right? Y'all can go back and look for this for yourself. Like, go to this website, Aircraft, and go read the whole thing. A magnetic rim ain't gonna attract rubber. There are basketballs that are made of rubber. This is crazy. It really is. This is really stupid, man. It's really dumb. And it's dumb that I gotta do this, but I'm gonna debate that conspiracy theory. I'm shutting that all down. I'm shutting that all down today, on Memorial Day.
So I don't understand how this would work. Now, those are NBA players. I'm not an NBA player, and I've been on the NBA court, and I've shot a free throw because at the end of Suns games, they would let you go on the court and shoot a free throw. And I made a decent amount of them. I didn't make my first couple when I was a little younger, and as I got older, it was a pretty easier shot to make. And he's going to show a fan shooting a half-court shot in this video, so that's kind of why I'm giving context to this. So how would the people that didn't make the shot, like my brother, who is a known bad free throw shooter, and he touched rim, it's like...
And again, to shoot a half court is really possible. We see Steph Curry do it. We see Mario Chalmers do it. It's really easy. It's not hard. Yeah, I mean, it's not easy as it sounds, but it's very possible. Again, if you throw the ball correctly, you aim it, you arch it correctly, it's gonna go in. I've made maybe 1 or 2 of those in my lifetime. It's not hard to make a half court shot. It's really not. I see my friend Antoine. And shouts out to my boy Antoine. Right? Antoine X on Instagram. Yeah, Antoine Hurd. You know, he was a high school basketball player at Jordan that I was friends with. Right? Shouts out to Antoine Hurd. He made a basketball half-court shot at a Clippers game. But he been playing basketball since he was a child. So he automatically knows how to time his shot and where to arch it. Again, you shoot with an arch. Okay, you shoot with one hand. Every basketball player has a form and technique where they shoot the basketball. So if you aim it correctly, the ball should go in the rim, even if that's the bounce.
He airballed it. He just bricked it. So how does that work?
This one is absolutely ridiculous. It's actually the one that woke me up to the magnet hoax with the NBA. Just watch this guy take the shot. I don't think he's ever touched a basketball until this point.
And I don't want to play the race card, but there's always white folks doing this. They do this all the time because they don't understand how good my people are. My black people, we work very hard in what we do. And they can't stand it. So they come up with all these conspiracy theories because, again, they want to downplay what we do. All athletes in general, but primarily my people are all the ones talked about. We're the ones that's always satanic. We're always giving our soul to the devil. We're the Illuminati, right? You downplay everything we do. Everything. And it's sad. But as you can see, this man ain't gonna make no shot if it was really the case.
In his life. Look at the shot. Takes it. It gets stuck. Really? Have you ever seen that in your life?
I have. The ball always gets stuck in between here. That can't happen. Especially if this glass is wet. And leather can stick. I told y'all that earlier in the video. You throw it high enough, it's gonna stay in there. It's not gonna always it's not gonna bounce.
Life.
Yes, they will.
No.
Yes, they will.
In your life.
And plus, he's guarded too. He didn't have enough strength to get that in there. He can't even see. I told you that happens. That always happens. Especially with shorter players. That's happened multiple times. That's real possible.
Yes, they will.
No, I'm afraid I haven't. I gotta admit, this next shot he does show is really suspicious, even though this is college basketball, but that doesn't make up for it. Here's the shot.
I've never seen this in my life, even playing with flat basketballs in my backyard. Just never seen this before. The ball gets stuck to the front of the rim. Really?
I mean, the only way I guess you could try to explain this is the ball. I don't even know how you...
And that was all done because of the air.
I mean...
Again, it's how you shoot the basketball. If you don't shoot with enough force, and the bounce and it stay in there, man, it's not going to... A ball, yeah, basketball, again, it's that leather, it's that rubber. It's the way you shoot it. And some people, again, they're tired. They don't have no arm strength. So that happens too. But then it has a lot to do with the wind, the air. Right? I mean, again, you shooting leather in the air. So like I said, man, like stuff like that happens. But that don't mean it's basketball, because if it was really a magnetic rim, that ball ain't gonna move, period. It's not gonna roll out of there at all.
I mean, the only way I guess you could try to explain this is the ball. I don't even know how you explain that. That's a weird shot, but I don't think that would make it a magnetic rim, because if it would make it a magnetic rim, wouldn't the ball like have to go in? And the guy did wave his hand, and that the ball did go in. So wouldn't the magnet be stronger than the guy waving his hand? But what do I know?
Like I said, wind. I told you that it's that wind. If there's really a magnetic rim, the ball is not going to bounce at all, period. I'm going to say that's going to land and not move. You wouldn't be able to, like I said, you could not play basketball physically if that was really the case. Because how the ball is supposed to bounce if there's something holding it down? How the ball even supposed to be going in the actual rim? How's it going to go in the basket? We need to explain that. And y'all say there's a such thing as turning off? Hell no.
I'm a kindergarten dropout. Now this next shot he does show has to take the icing on the cake for the dumbest excuse, the dumbest reason he thinks there's magnetic rims.
This one is Zion Williamson from his debut where he scored 22 points. Note that no one is covering him. Takes the shot. Looks short to me, but it still goes in.
For those of you two people that have watched...
Again, Zion was a D1 basketball player out of Duke. Anybody go to Duke, you got to be at like top level. Duke don't just recruit anybody. Again, Zion actually has a form. Zion knows how to shoot, and he's left-handed. Let's look at that again. Because you're not making sense, brother.
Takes the...
That man's left-handed. I think he look like a lefty, but yeah, he has a form.
22 points.
Big as he is.
Note that no one is covering him. Takes the shot.
That was just bad defense. He got there too late.
Looks short to...
By the way, the man who basically said this, there's mags on the basketball court was Zachary K. Hubbard. Now, Hubbard has been refuted many times for getting embarrassed for not knowing anything, making this stuff up. Hubbard makes up most of the stuff he talks about. He makes up in his head because he's that damn dumb and special. Again, Zachary Hubbard is a drug addict. Okay, he thinks way too much. He smokes too much weed. He's in the house all day. He's miserable, and then again, he makes up stuff for views and attention. That man uses numerology and gematria that has nothing to do with sports, and he gets the majority of his picks wrong. On my ZTR channel, I responded to him many times and ethered him on his own videos.
To me, but it still goes in.
For those of you two people that have watched Zion Williamson play, you guys do realize his shot that he has is a low arcing shot. It's a really ugly shot. It's not a good looking shot, but it's a low arcing shot.
Hurt at all. And he takes the shot. It looks like it's going to the right, and then it pulls to the left and goes in.
Again, from the angle it might look different, but it is the exact same shot that I just showed. It's a low arcing shot. Like I said, not a good shot. I don't think it looks good, but if it ain't broke, don't.
A decent basketball is a high arcing. Again, it's a jump shot. To play the NBA, you have to develop some type of jumper. Period. Low arc, that means it's gonna have a lower chance of going in. But Zion knows how to time it. Because again, he's a professional. That man been playing a long time, as big as he is.
Fix it.
This one is a fan. He misses the layup for $10. That's pretty bad.
But yeah, if there's Maddox, wouldn't that ball be going directly in? And notice there's not gonna be no Maddox on the floor at all. This is wood. You ain't gonna put no Maddox on no wood. Maddox is not gonna track no wood. But again, if there's really Maddox, then shouldn't the ball go in the layup? Come on now, man. Like let's just be honest. People miss layups all the time too.
Takes a free throw for 100, and he's gonna airball the free throw. That's pretty bad.
That's because he has no arch. He's not shooting correctly. He didn't have enough practice. Yeah, again, this young man's an amateur. This is his first time. Give him credit. He doesn't have no form. And plus, to shoot, you got to bend your knees. This man's not even bending his knees like that.
Airball the free throw. That's pretty bad. Airballers. That's pretty bad. He takes a free throw for 100, and he's gonna airball the free.
He bend it terrible. You got to really bend it, but you got to shoot up. You got to arch up. His form is terrible. He got a terrible shooting form. Again, you don't expect somebody like this to make it all because they don't know what they're doing.
Throw. That's pretty bad. Airballing a free throw. Bro, I did that in like 5th grade.
But again, if there's Madness, that ball will go right in here. The ball wouldn't even go with an airball like that if it was really Madness on the goddamn rims. And again, how you gonna put a magnet inside of a basketball when the basketball is blocking the magnetic rim The magnet inside the basketball will be blocking the rim from even reaching it. Let's get that too. So if you put a magnet on the basketball inside, first of all, the only way a basketball to be stuck to a rim for a magnetic rim to work, you have to put a magnet inside of a basketball and all that helium and all that air. And then on top of that, the ball will have to actually, if that was really the case, would nobody be able to airball? Like I said, you have to put a magnet inside of a basketball for the rim to even attract it. And even then, how are you going to airball it? If that's the case, it would be no air balls, period.
Okay, but how do you airball a free throw on a magnetic rim, you stupid bitch?
He takes a 3-point shot and airballs it by a mile. He wasn't even close. You need to at least get it somewhat close to the rim for the magnet to work.
False. A magnet going to attract the other magnet. A magnet is going to pull another magnet into it. It's a gravitational force. Again, this is somebody who don't pay attention to school. He don't know science. I told you that. This is somebody who dropped out. They don't understand what they're looking at. They don't even play basketball. Now, you put a third-string basketball player, like, for example, if you was to put somebody like Tyronn Lue would make that shot. Because Tyronn Lue actually has a shooting form. He has an arch. Tyronn Lue ain't going to miss. Tyronn Lue will most likely make the shot. You put Tyronn Lue on that 3-point line, he's going to make it. Tyronn Lue is going to make a layup because Tyronn Lue played basketball for most of his life before he became a coach and retired. This is why people respond to Zachary Hubbard. This is why Zachary Hubbard is the most hated YouTuber. Because he tells a bunch of lies. That's who created that conspiracy theory. If for somebody like Carcino for Life, who I previously followed, to say it's madness on the basketball rims, the man is bad. He lost money and gambled.
But here he goes for the half-court shot. And, hey, he's dribbling. I don't think this guy's ever touched a basketball until this point. And look at that. He makes the half-court shot.
That's because he probably practiced that shot. And he shot it with more force. That's why. A shot like that is not easy to, it's not, again, it's real possible. Steph could do that with one hand. So that's why he shot it with force. He actually practiced that half-court shot. He wasn't practicing his layups. That man didn't practice layups, or he didn't practice shooting a free throw, let alone a 3-point shot. But that half-court shot, he practiced. You practice how you play. And that's sports 101. Everybody knows that.
I think we can all agree there is a major difference between shooting a half-court shot and a regular 3-point or mid-range jumper. And obviously, he should not have bricked the layup. He shouldn't have airballed the 3, and he definitely should not have airballed the free throw. But like I said, half-court shots and regular shots are two different things. So the fact that he made that half-court shot, yeah, it was a miracle. I'm really surprised he made it. But what about the shot makes you think that, oh, there was a magnetic rim? He straight up banked it off the glass.
That about covers it for this video. Thanks for watching. And I could make...
Oh, yeah, that's the Harvard Gold Charts. These guys are professionals. Anybody that's a Harlem Globetrotter, you got to know how to play basketball. You got to know how to shoot the basketball. These people can dribble well, right? They know how to shoot at all angles. These are professionals. They do this all day long. That's their profession, is to shoot the basketball from all different angles, doing trick shots. Okay, so let that be known.
Make this video an hour long if I wanted to. There are tons of videos on YouTube with these magnetic balls.
No, you really couldn't. You could take just about any NBA shot and say there was a magnetic rim involved. Now, yes, there were a couple weird shots like that one in the college game where it got stuck on the rim, and then, like, I don't even know how you explain that. That's just called craziness. I guess my final thought on his video before I end this one is just people will literally fish for the most dumbest things to try to...
Yes, thank you, man. I've been saying that for years. Again, y'all, man, like, you gotta know how to see when somebody's BSing you. You know when somebody is just making stuff up and they're not professionals. Because Zachary Hubbard ain't an athlete at all. Zachary Hubbard wouldn't last 5 minutes on a basketball court going back and forth. And he don't got no jumper at all. He don't got no type of jump shot where he want to tell you it's magnets on a basketball, that's magnetic balls. That's false. Again, that's somebody who didn't get his prediction right, lost a lot of money, and is trying to take his anger out on something. And for people to believe in that is just retarded. It's dumb. Yet you want to say that the game is staged and rigged, but you want to keep watching it. You want to keep betting money on it and keep losing your money like an idiot.
To get a clickbait title or try to make a point. And now if you do go on this guy's channel, you can see his whole channel is based around like...
Now I thought the Hubbard, but this is Jack Simpy, right? But again, all conspiracy stuff. Again, man, take it away from people's talent. These players are working very hard. They practice all week. They in the film room watching game film against their opponent. They got a playbook, but again, they reaching all damn day reaching. It's too much time wasted, man. Like all this time people put into stuff being rigged, you could put into a money-making idea. You could put into solving hunger. You could put that into like other more important things. There are other things in life than just talking about stuff being rigged that you keep trying to bet on.
Oh, things being rigged, and like his last four out of 5 videos was the NFC Championship was rigged. And what your thoughts are on sports or whatever, just about every sport is somewhat rigged to a point, but that's mostly with officiating. It really is mostly stuff that we can control. And if we're talking about NBA being rigged, there are so many examples you could have used. The 1985 draft with Patrick Ewing getting to the Knicks. We could talk about the Sacramento Kings versus LA Lakers, finals. There are so many things those are just 2 random things I thought about. You could easily make a video talking about other things being rigged, but this was your main focus. Your point was that there are magnetic fucking rims. You've got to be kidding me. As I said in the intro, I really don't want to make videos.
Yeah, how come Jello got cut? Jello is not on any team. Lonzo and LaMelo made it, but not Jello. D'Angelo, man, and I know he stole in China, but the man did get picked up by Michael Jordan, but he obviously got cut from the Hornets. And Jello has no jump shot at all. His jumper is not there. He has the worst jumper out of all 3 of them. But again, if there's really magnetic rims, a lot of these players would be scoring up to like, every player would have over 20 points. Steph would be averaging a 50-point game. LeBron would have 80, 90-point games for multiple times. If that was really the case, would nobody be missing at all? People would go like 60%, 70%, 80%. If that was truly the goddamn case. But I'm proving my point. And shouts out to Specs Media. Look, great video, but don't be showing Dennis Schroeder. I understand if that's your favorite player, but again, man, to be showing that man's wife and kids, like, come on. You just get to the point. But other than that, this is a great video because Specs proved my point. He proved it, man. He totally debunked this whole thing. Anybody to believe that it's magnetic rims, again, something that's seriously wrong with you. You need help. You need to go talk to an actual athlete and let them show you how much they practice, how many time and hours they put into the gym to get the jumper they have.
Criticizing other creators, because at the end of the day, whatever I put on the internet is what I put, and what other people put on the internet is what they put, and that's just facts. Whether it's dumb or not, it's just like that's how the internet essentially works. But sometimes, and it is so rare, there is a video you see that is so cringeworthy, that is so stupid, you have to wake up at 5:57 in the morning and make a video screaming at your computer why there are not magnetic rims in the NBA. Come on now. Of course, if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you do leave a like on.
Yeah, he said it best. He really did. So now y'all have it. That's the video. That proves ain't no magnetic rims. It's just people don't know how to shoot the basketball correctly. Again, you got to develop a jumper. You got to develop an arch. Again, you shoot bend with your knees and you jump. You shoot with a high arc. You arc with one hand. And you got to throw that ball in there. It's the rim itself is 12 feet. The tallest basketball players are 7 foot, in between 7 foot and 7'4", or 7'7", if you want to talk about somebody like Taco Fall. But even Taco Fall is not even a starter. So he don't got no jumper like that neither. This is not NBA 2K my team. Everybody ain't making jump shots like that consistently. Nobody goes 50 for 50. Nobody goes 50%. But that's just it. That's it, y'all. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, comment if you feel like.